All right, thanks for having me this morning. We just had our conference meet this past weekend where we took second, and it was close between us and Staley, but Staley did pull it out at the end. We were about 50 points behind them. But we had some great highlights of the meet this past weekend, just in terms of everybody swimming really well and diving well. Really as a team, I thought we really stepped up and had some great performances. State-wise, we got 2 more relays qualified, so right now we have all 3 relays qualified, and we're going to state. Kaylee Clausen also qualified in the 100 freestyle. And joins Sarah in the 100 breaststroke, and then of course Peyton Smith had already qualified in diving earlier in the year. So overall it was a good meet, and we have state in about a week and a half. So,
what are your expectations for state?
Well, we haven't historically had any girls that have made it back to finals, and so that's really kind of what my goal is to try to do that. Either it's a relay or an individual event, and so we'll be focusing on that as we get close.
Were there any records broken this season?
There were. We actually had a number of records, which I should have mentioned earlier. We actually had 6 school records broken over at the conference meet. 2 of our relays, Kaylee Klaus has broken both the 50 and the 100. Melissa Hagan has broken the 500 free and the 100 fly. Sarah Philpotts broke the 100 breast, her own 100 breast record earlier in the season. Peyton Smith has broken the 6 dive record.
If you could sum up this season in one word, what would it be and why?
One word. Well, I think just determination, and I say it just because it's a long season and trying to keep your focus on the end goal, which is for some it's a conference meet, others the state, but just determination and trying to keep our focus.
How has preparation for this year been different than past seasons, or has it been the same?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much been the same. There hasn't been a whole lot different. We definitely have a bigger state team going this year, and so at this point it feels a little bit different just because we do have a number of events that we're preparing for. But I think overall it's been pretty consistent over the years.
How have the state qualifiers benefited your team so far this season?
Well, I think Sarah's benefited just because she's been there before, as long as with Peyton, and so they kind of know what to expect. Kaylee has been there several years, or a couple years, and so she knows kind of what to expect as well, and so just the leadership there.
How do the girls prepare for state that is different than preparing for a conference or another big meet?
Okay, well, the taper in many ways is the same, though a lot of the girls we did taper for conference just trying to get the state cuts, but it's a little bit different. It's a much higher pressure situation, and so we try to just make sure they kind of know what to expect, and it helps for the ones that have been there before because they've seen the venue and they kind of know what to expect, and have them talk to some of the younger swimmers that haven't been there.
What exactly is tapering, and how did you apply it in the past few weeks?
Well, tapering is we bring down really the total yardage that we swim typically during the season, and so it gives them more rest. We do a lot more speed work and a lot more race work with more rest in between. So whereas earlier in the season, for our 2.5 hour practice, we're just kind of going at it, with different sets, but it's a pretty high intensity workout. As you taper, you bring that down a little bit, and there's still some intensity, but it's a lot less, and there's a lot more rest in between. And so the idea is that their muscles are preparing to get the best performance at the championship meet.
How well do you think that you'll do next year, losing some seniors and getting new freshmen?
Sure. Well, I don't know. I'm still thinking of this year, so I haven't really thought about next year. Certainly, we have some real strong seniors, and it's gonna be hard to lose that leadership. It always is, but we'll just kind of have to see what we have next year once it gets started.
How can you compare this season to last season?
I think in both cases we knew we were going to be close at conference, and so we were focusing on that as we went through. State's a little bit different. Last year at this time we were still trying to get a lot of people qualified for state, we weren't really sure what we're going to have. This year we have a better idea of what we're going to have. We still have a few people that want to qualify in individual events, but our state team's already set at this point, and whereas last year it hadn't been, so that's different.
Do you think that the juniors will be able to really lead the team next year since the seniors will be leaving?
I think so. I think that put into that role, I think people usually are able to step up and and kind of show that leadership. And a lot of it's just real natural. You know, they've been there before, and they know what to expect, and they can share that with others.
Which swimming event do you hold the most confidence in for the state meet?
Well, I don't know. I think that's hard to answer because it's just a matter of who is willing to step up. So I don't know that there's one that I would say, you know, I feel like that's really going to be successful over the others. You know, I think Peyton has been diving really well this year, and she's definitely has the most experience going into it. And so I think that's something where I'd like to see, you know, what she can do. Okay. Well, thank you all for having me today. All right.